Aloha, it's Maui Dan. I'm going to do another walk here at North Shore Kaanapali. This is Mahana. This resort or these condos are the closest condos you will see next to the ocean. They're that close. So I'm going to head towards in the direction of Sheridan Black Rock. I hope you'll join me. I'm going to go ahead and record probably 5 or 10 minutes of this video. I'll try to talk through whatever I can tell you about it, about Maui. I can start with the islands. So this is the island here of Lahaina. This was purchased by a gentleman named Larry Alice. Okay. This is the island to the right, Molokai. And when I do the sunsets at night, it is setting right in that direction. Okay. All right, we'll start the walk. I've got a couple of, looks like to me, maybe some locals, natives, fishing. We have some winds coming out of the north right now, probably 5-10 miles an hour. Temperature feels very good. I would say 75, maybe 80. We're just going to do a nice little stroll here right along the shoreline. Aloha. How you doing? As you can see, there's nobody on this beach. It's just really devastating, you know, the effects of the fire in Lahaina. It has shut a lot of business and tourism and down. The resorts are closed, restaurants are closed, and it's just not much to do. Okay. I do have a gentleman out there kayaking. Right out there. That's a nice thing to do. I have not done that before. I might try that. Another thing I've not done before, of all the years I've been coming since 2015, is surf. I need to grab a surfboard, get an instructor, and try some surfing. Okay, so these resorts right here are called Honuakai resorts. I believe you can purchase these. They are fee simple, but boy, you have to have the cha-ching on that one. I would say anywhere from $5 to $7 million. I may be a little high, but that's what it seems like. Okay. Got a couple of guys coming up jogging. I did that the other day. Today I'm gonna take a step back and do a walk. So this right up here is Duke's. They are closed. They're not serving. I approached the receptionist yesterday and asked if they were, if a person was able to call in a meal and pick it up. She said no. The only person that they're serving to right now is the American Red Cross. So that's at Duke's. Aloha. How are you guys? So I just got through visiting a friend of mine this morning, Eric West. I tried to capture him and see if I could take him on this walk with me. He is very occupied in helping the people in Lahaina. So it didn't happen. But I do want to be able to help him and his family. They're reaching out so much. And I just thought it'd be good to try to get Eric for a second and allow him some time for himself so he can continue to help others. Okay, I think this is the spot where Maui-Wyoming drops off, and now we have the Westons. And that's all we're going to see pretty much for the rest of this walk is the Weston, and it just keeps going. Weston. Again, these condos are closed up. I mean, they're vacant. I haven't seen anybody for days in these. I haven't even seen anybody on this beach for days. I try to get a walk in each morning. So far I've done the one I'm on right now. This is called the North Shore Kaanapali walk. It takes me all the way to about Sheridan, Black Rock. And then yesterday I did the South Shore Kaanapali. I start at Black Rock and I end up all the way down south to where the lifeguard station is at. All right, there's somebody working. It looks like he's cutting some of the leaves down. I've actually never seen this before. A guy up here trimming the palm trees. There was a time I was at Duke's having lunch, and I recall seeing a native or local. He was climbing a coconut tree with his hands and his feet. It was amazing. He went all the way up, grabbed a coconut, cut it down, and then came back down. That was pretty cool. I wish I had my video ready for that one. All right, let's keep going. Those of you that are paying attention to my video, what's the name of these hotels or condominiums right here? These resorts, what's the name? You said the Weston. You're correct. A lot of Weston hotels. I just love the way the waves crash up on the shoreline like that. They have there's nice little breaks right here. And it's just breaking perfectly. The ocean is such a refreshing temperature. If I had to guess, it's probably 72 degrees. About as warm as the air temperature. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. I have been in that frozen ocean, Pacific Ocean in San Diego and La Jolla. That is cold. That is an uncomfortably cold ocean. This one, you get in, and it's the most refreshing ocean right here is in Maui, in my opinion, in Hawaii. And the clarity is phenomenal. when you have a mask and snorkel and fins and you're out here snorkeling, it's amazing. I mean, some of the best snorkeling you're going to have is out here. One of my most favorite places is what's called Napili Bay. I'm not really sure why. I think because it's a little softer bay, not too many people. I just happen to see maybe more fish, and I just really like the area of Napili Bay. But I have fished this, I have snorkeled this Kaanapali area right in here. It is gorgeous, to say the least. A lot of fish, a lot of coral, a lot of wonderful little sea creatures. Okay, as you can see, I'm kind of going through this area right here carefully. I'm gonna have to pay attention now. Watch my steps. Got a little wooded area. I don't know the names of these trees. Maybe somebody could send a comment. Let me know what trees these are called. Another place that I like to snorkel, although it's a little deeper, but you do see a lot of fish, a lot of coral, a lot of structure, a lot of reef, is the right up here where I'm heading at that Sheridan Black Rock. I do like snorkeling around there. Another place that is a wonderful place is Kapalua Bay up there in Kahana, or Kapalua. Now I haven't snorkeled, well, maybe I did once at DT Fleming, but it's a little rough. It's more of a spot where you could probably catch a wave, boogie board, body surf, grab the surfboard, maybe some stand-up boarding, paddle boarding. Okay, so it seems like I'm mistaken, never mind. I was going to say this is a spot where we had our little gathering, our vacation, our hot spot, our picnic right here. Okay, but I don't think it is. It might be. But this is when we had Taylor and Christina and Lila and I. But it was closer towards Duke's. So there are times in the season that this ocean pulls the sand out. I mean, it's gone. Last year, there was such an erosion and a loss of sand that you just couldn't really walk on the beach like this. There was nothing to walk on but water. This year, the good Lord brought it right back up on the shoreline. He's allowed the ocean to bring that sand up and layer this beautiful white sandy, golden sandy beach, so people like me can walk on it. I am barefooted. I believe that this is something you don't want to walk in with shoes on. It doesn't make any sense to me. You want to enjoy this wet sand squishing in between the toes. Like Eric West has said, it's grounding. You're connecting with the ground. Okay, that the positive elements that come with walking. This is the way to do it. Right up here on the left is a boardwalk. When it's busy, that's where people walk with their shoes. I understand they'd rather, be on the boardwalk, but for Maui Dan, this is the way to walk along the beach. Kick those shoes off, put those toes in the sand. I have done some videos like that before. Toes in the sand with Maui Dan. And I think you'll have the biggest benefit. Allow some of that water to come up your legs, you know. So it is very refreshing. Okay, I think I will get as far as the Maui El Dorado cabana. When I get to there, I'll stop and head back. So far, my walk has been about 15 minutes. Typically, here's something I found. A drill bit. Typically, it takes me 15 minutes to walk a mile. So I'm gonna say that even in the sand and during the times I've stopped to record, I probably have walked about a mile. So with that being said, after 30 minutes, that'll have been 2 miles. And I think this stretch is about 2 miles. We'll capture a little more of the island of Lanai back there in the background. I'll stop for a second. It's just so beautiful. As far as the eye can see, the horizon right there, the ocean. Who can tell me the name of this larger island on the right? It usually, for the most part, always has clouds above it. Very rarely will you get up in the morning and see this island without any clouds. Okay, if you've guessed Molokai, you're correct. Another pop quiz. So who bought the island of Lanai for, I understand, about $500 million? If you said Larry Ellis, CEO of Oracle, you're correct. Shout out to you, Larry. I hear you're doing some wonderful things on the island of Lanai. I have not been, but I plan to go and take a boat and charter over to Lanai and do a dive one of these days. All right, let's keep going. Just taking a nice stroll here in Maui. I am glad some of you are joining this video and watching and going along for the ride with me. I usually just do 1 minute short live videos, recordings I should say, when I post them. This is going to be probably one of my most longer recordings I've made, because I just thought it'd be nice if maybe somebody out there was like, oh, that Maui Dan, I know exactly where he's at. He's walking on North Shore Kaanapali. I've been there, or I want to be there. I want to do what he's doing. I said that too, folks. And thankfully I have an aunt that lives here and an uncle, and I visit them, and I'm able to come up and about once, sometimes twice a year, and do this. Unfortunately, this year was a devastating fire that occurred about 2 weeks ago. The Lahaina fires. There are many, many people that were affected by that. There are many families that have lost loved ones. My heart goes out to them. So I want to show you the West Maui Mountains. It looks like they're getting rain. Okay. These are called the West Maui Mountains. A little sprinkle right there. So this area right here is known as Airport Beach parking. So I want to say back in about 2021, I picked up my scuba certification, and I did my open dive here. And this is where my dive shop, unfortunately, they've also were affected in the burn. I don't think their shop is open either. It's been burned down. So my condolences. I don't know if condolence is the word I'm looking for. My heartfelt apology for my dive shop, Maui Diving and Snorkel in Lahaina. I'm sorry for your loss, you guys. But this is where they dropped. We parked somewhere over here, and then we walked through here with our gear on. That gets pretty heavy, but it's worth the hike. And then we came in this way, and what an exhilarating thing to do is to be underwater for 15-20 minutes and scuba dive right here. It was just a remarkable experience. I would have done another dive, but again, I'm fairly sure and certain that Maui's diving and snorkeling shop is burnt to the ground. Okay. We have a catamaran out there. We'll keep going. Got my feet in the water. They were getting a little toasty. Okay, these might be some homes from the Maui El Dorado area. So what else can I tell you? All right, so let's talk, let's do that diving again. Let's keep talking scuba. So my aunt encouraged me to pick up scuba. So she took me to the Maui dive shop in Lahaina. And I said, okay, let's do this. So I registered with them, got online, I took the PADI course. I had to actually take that twice. Okay, I know. I'm telling on myself, but I didn't pass it the first time. I took it again, the test, passed it second time. And then we did a dive. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's called a closed dive, but I'm not sure now. And that's usually done in a pool, but here in Maui, they took us to a low depth part of the ocean. I can't remember the name of that spot right now. So that was a full weekend. It was like, I think 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and learned a lot. The fundamentals of scuba diving, all the hand signals, and then I think the next week, if I'm not mistaken, we did, and then I did the open dive over there at Airport Beach where I was telling you about. And we went over a few more things. The compass, talking about the BCD, our weight, being balanced, the buoyancy. Sharing our tanks if we needed to share our tank. Our air with one another. Basic rescue. Dropping the tank, going back and putting it back on. That was interesting. Removing your mask. Yeah, that was it. That was quite a treat. And then being able to go put that mask back off. They wanted you to hold your breath for a little while until they gave you the okay sign. And I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. And then I put the mask back on and removed all the water. There's a way to do that. You pretty much, what I do is I just blow the air out of my nose and to remove the water. So I have done a few dives. I think I have done, besides the training, I did 4. I believe it was 2. Gosh, I wish I remembered the area now. 2 places for the closed dive. I did 2 open dives at the Airport Beach. I've done it. Then I went and did a dive. I think in 2022, last year or the year before. Anyway, I went on a dive trip with Maui Snorkeling and Diving. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of it. Mall Ramp, there we go. The pier. That is probably one of, in my opinion, one of the nicer dives you're going to make it or do is at the Mall Ramp, the Mall Pier. Right now, that area is closed. I don't think you're going to be able to get there or scuba dive that area right now because they have rescue divers who are trying to find any of the victims. Okay, so I've done a few dives at that Mall Ramp. I've done maybe 3 of them. I liked it so I like it so much. The only thing that's hard is getting in. Make sure you have really good booties. Your socks. I only know them as booties, so make sure they're heavy duty neoprene booties because you're going to be walking on some rocks for a while to get into that one. Another dive was the 5 caves. Okay, so that one is quite an experience, but it kind of, how do I say this? Like, made me a little nervous. I wasn't too sure about going into the caves, but I did. And I'm not sure why I had such a frightening thoughts, I guess, in my mind. You know, the what ifs. But that one was pretty exciting. I did see I had a close encounter with a shark. That was pretty exhilarating, as you can imagine. It was, the dive master would not have put me in that position if he knew there was danger. So I didn't feel like that was a threat at all. But that was pretty cool, was having that shark swim right by me and around me in his little domicile, that cave of his. I had a couple turtles come up and approach. So I did do the 5 caves in McKenna. I did a night dive. Okay, that's a cool experience. I highly recommend it. Right here, actually, we went in at the Sheraton right there. And we walked down around towards, I'm sorry, we started our dive right here. We went around Black Rock and back up towards the Sheridan Black Rock Bay or beach, Kaanapali. You get to see a few other animals, creatures at night. That was pretty cool. We saw lobsters. I can't think of what else right now off the top of my head. More eel, shrimp. I was hoping to see like an eagle ray or stingray or manta ray or any kind of ray. That didn't happen, but that night dive is pretty cool. That's something I enjoy doing. So I'm getting pretty close to the El Dorado cabana. I can see a few more people are here on the beach. So that's good to see. We have a few more. So it looks like they're trying to find something with these little baskets. Aloha. How you guys doing? Good, thank you. All right, so I've reached the end of my walk. This is called the Maui El Dorado Beach Cabana. This brings it to an end for the North Shore. And then I'm gonna, probably tomorrow, I'm gonna hit the south side, right over there. I have done, last year, I did both shores. Boy, that was a lot of walking, a lot of jogging, but it felt great. I had started at the Mahana and then ended up from there all the way to the lifeguard stand. I believe that's about 5 miles. Interesting point right here. So this sand last year was not here. I kid you not. I have a video of it on my YouTube channel. It was all pulled out to sea from the ocean, from the good Lord. Okay, he's in control. He's going to do what he feels is best for us people. At that time, he thought it was best to pull all the sand out. And so I could see all the railing and the structures and the concrete that held this up. Interestingly now, all of this sand is brought back in, even higher than it was last time. I mean, in the past years. So, you know, the good Lord, he knows what he's doing. He's in control, and he's going to take care of us. So this little spot up here to the right, I'm going to get a little video of it here. This is where people go to do a little fishing. So on my night dive, we had some people fishing it, and we had to ask them, you know, if they wouldn't mind watching the lines and watching us. And it was no biggie, but I could see their lines in the water. And I just went, I think I scubaed out further and around like that. So you got to watch your surroundings. You got to be alert. Not really sure what this is right here. It looks like it's anchored. Looks like something you could go out and, boy, get a great suntan on. Or if you're tired, you can just get up maybe on that float and rest a little bit. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take us to the very tip, to the very end of North Shore, Kaanapali. Again, this is just unbelievable that, you know, there's hardly anyone here. And it's usually packed full of tourists and people enjoying the ocean, enjoying their trip to Maui. And I've only seen a handful, which is a lot more than what I saw yesterday. All right, this is the end right here. Let's go a little further. All right, there you go, folks. I'm at the end of North Shore, Kaanapali. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the walk. I know I did a lot of rambling, so I hope you enjoyed the information I was able to provide to you. We're going to go ahead and make this an official video, about right here. So this has been Toes in the Sand by Maui Dan. You guys take care and God bless. Mahalo. And may God bless Lahaina.